welcome you to Liberal Arts and Sciences Lunch and Learn. For today, we have a very exciting program. I want to thank you all for coming. Here's the thing that I would like you to do. If you have a cell phone on you, reach into your pocket or your bag, get it out, and mute it. Thank you. All right, I'd like to introduce Rob Moore. He's Assistant Dean of Student Services, and he's going to introduce our speaker today. We hope to have some time for question and answers. And again, if you are looking for credit for a class for being here, there are sign-up sheets on the back table. So.
Well, thank you all for coming today. Our students, staff, faculty, and members of our community are here today, so we're very pleased to have everyone with us. I met Tony Farina in August of 1996 in the town of Santa Claus, Indiana. That's where I came from before I came here. That was my first year as assistant principal of the high school. And Tony Farina was in 6th period. He was my student aide in the office, matter of fact. And he did that also his senior year, so I had him for 2 years as an office aide. And Tony was a fellow who always had fun with everything that he did. Nothing was very serious. Everything could be chuckled at. And the other thing I remember about him during those days, he wore almost every day, August or December, snow on the ground or 90-degree weather, a black trench coat.
How was that guy?
Now, I don't know why that was. We couldn't figure out, was it just an expression of his individuality, or was he snubbing all the other high schools around us in the wake of the Columbine massacre, who were banning book bags and trench coats and things like that? We wouldn't put it past Tony to do something like that. Now, when he graduated, or was about to graduate, the office secretary and I kind of discussed Tony one afternoon when he wasn't there, and we said, what is Tony going to do with his life? We agreed that there would be 3 things he's going to do. Whatever he's going to do, he's going to be very distinguished at what he does. He is going to lead others, because he was a class officer for us in junior year, he was a cross-country runner for us, and thirdly, he's going to have fun doing whatever he does. So Tony did graduate, and let's see if these came true. Our prophecy came true. Let's see. He, immediately upon graduation from high school, he enlisted with the Marine Corps and did his basic training at Parris Island. He trained for the Maritime Special Purpose Force, which performs missions such as hostage rescue, counterterrorism, SWAT team, big-time stuff like that as an 18-year-old. He spent 4 years in the Marines, achieved the rank of corporal in a very short amount of time. He left the Marines in 2002, enlisted in the United States Army, and then trained for the Army Special Forces Unit. That's also big time. Is that Green Beret? Yeah, with the Green Beret. Okay. They go in and do the big time stuff. Okay. That training was interrupted by his first deployment to Iraq in 2003 during the invasion. That tour lasted 8 months, and upon his return, he continued his training in the Special Forces for 3 more years. He was deployed a second time to Baghdad in 2008 and returned from a 15-month tour just recently. He's trained as an advanced trauma medic, qualified Special Forces demolitions expert. He reads, writes, and speaks Farsi, which is a Persian language. He's trained in hand-to-hand combat. He's expert in land navigation and survival. He's achieved the rank of Staff Sergeant in the United States Army. Now, did he distinguish himself? Did he lead others? Did he have fun? He got the Presidential Unit Citation for his first deployment to Iraq, a Combat Infantry Badge for engaging hostile forces in armed combat. He earned the Bronze Star, which is one of the highest honors a soldier can attain, the Army Commendation for Valor for his second deployment to Iraq, and he is currently nominated for the Purple Heart for sustaining wounds and injuries in his second deployment. So hopefully we'll have a Purple Heart recipient in our midst. Okay? He certainly led others. How we got reacquainted. Now, since graduating from high school, we've talked a couple times on the phone in those years, saw each other now and then. But some of you don't know that when I first came here to Black Hawk in April, my house in Santa Claus, Indiana sold in 26 hours. I was homeless like that, and I had 3 more weeks of work. Now, Tony and I, down there in Indiana, lived near the 7th largest Benedictine monastery in the world. I went there and I said, guys, I need a place to live. So I lived at the monastery for about 3 weeks, and one of the monks came to my door and asked me, do you remember Tony Farina? I said, well, yes, I remember Tony Farina. Well, he's down the hall from you. Okay, just back from Iraq, coming home to visit family. Tony tells me he's writing this book. and it's called Angels in Sadr City, the Final Battle for Baghdad, kind of in manuscript form. I want to tell you something. I've read through this manuscript. I've helped him edit it since April. He has distinguished himself. He's led others, and he's had great fun doing it, even while being shot at, believe it or not. This story is transforming. You see a soldier view of war. It's not a political book about the war. There's a lot of blow-to-blow strategy in the war, but you see a soldier transformed personally, emotionally, spiritually by this war, what he sees in combat. We in this book get a look at war like we will not see otherwise. It tells some things. What does the media not tell us? In the strategy and what goes in a soldier's heart and mind as he is being shot at and returning fire. It's transforming for the soldier. It's transforming to read. You will be transformed. So with that, you didn't come here to hear me. You came to hear Staff Sergeant Farina. So I'll give you Anthony Farina.